Focus on your future. Develop what I call strategic responses to the evolving world of work. In other words, learn to upskill yourself for the future of work. Learn to upskill yourself for the future of work. If you don't upskill yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to find yourself in a situation where sometimes if you're not careful, you even lose your job. Why? Because today, organizations are undergoing radical transformation. That is why some of them have adopted policies to reskill and to upskill their staff. Hear me. Becoming valuable in the marketplace is so vital today. There's a company that used to send, DVDs by through the post. And today they have transformed to the extent that they are streaming films, streaming film services across digital space. That even in Africa here, we know we're not in America, but you can subscribe. And they'll be in America and they'll charge you and they'll give you films to watch. Assuming you were somebody who was in the postal services and you were working with a company that were, distributing DVDs by post and all of that, today nobody's going to engage you. So therefore, what do? You've got to upscale to make yourself relevant in that space. I always ask about people who used to work in what we call the post office services, where they used to move around with letters and what have you. When was the last time you posted a letter in the last 10 years? You went to the post office, wrote a letter, and said, I want a stamp. Put a stamp on it. Those who were in the kiosks selling those stamps, what are they today? Those we used to call postmasters, what are they today? Some people have lost their jobs. And they had to. And because they lost their job, they couldn't upscale. So they took what they call either early retirement or they get them what you call handshake. And they told them, when the company is transforming, unfortunately, where you are, we cannot go with you into the future. Some companies took the time to provide training for their staff. Those that did not have the capital, they had to let go of those people. My dear friend, listen to me. In today's era, don't let the growth and expansion of your industry or the rate of growth and expansion of your industry should not be further higher than the rate of your own personal development and growth. Because if you don't, you are going to be left behind. So therefore, I am advising you, upscale, and if you're in a company, reskill your people. So let me show you the difference between the reskilling and the upskilling. When we talk about reskilling is the act of training your staff on new skills or on the job functions to help them to transition into a different role within the organization. That is reskilling. So it's internal, based on the organization's capacity and resources. Upskilling, on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about upskilling is for the individual. Realizing that where I am and where my company is going in the next 10 years, if I don't add value to myself, if I don't add new skills, if I don't add additional competencies, I am either going to be fired, I'm going to be left behind. So if your company will not reskill you, take the initiative and upskill yourself. Don't say that because you work in a company, the company must invest in you, the company must train you. Listen to me. If the company will not reskill you, invest in yourself to upskill yourself. So what are the key skills that you need to work yourself in? I want to show you. There are 7 of them. If you are going to become relevant in this 21st century, you must learn how to manage change successfully. That's a skill you must have. You must also learn strategic thinking. My friend, if you cannot connect the future and the present in your functions, you'll be thrown out. Number 3, you must learn how to make decisions. Decision-making skills is required. Then how to take initiative. Proactiveness is a skill you must have. Then how to be committed to whatever you are doing without being told is a skill you must have. Then you must be able to have the skill of partnership and building collaborations among people. Teamwork is a skill required, 21st century. And then identifying and developing future talent. These are competencies and skills. If you want to become relevant in the job market and grow through the ranks to become a supervisor, a manager, or an executive, C-suite executive, you cannot do without these skills and competencies. That's a principle you must have if you must become relevant, successful in this digital age that we're talking about. Don't joke with them. So what am I saying? Develop more than one skill for the future marketplace. If you stay on only one, chances are that in the next 5 years, you have to find your way out. So let me move to the third principle, and I'm done with you. Life is more about consequences than results. Hear me, my friend. This is a principle that many young professionals miss out. It's good to make money. Hear me very well. It's good to make money. And I'm somebody who also lost money. But hear me. If I've ever flown on a business class, and you compare that with economy class, you come to appreciate that money is good. In the economy class, they ask you, do you want something to drink? They put your drink in a plastic cup. And you dare not ask for another round. They'll tell you, your economy class doesn't allow you to ask for another drink. So you wait. And when they are serving another drink, then they can give you some. In the business class, they don't ask you, do you want something to drink? They ask you, what will you drink? If you have done English, there's a difference between what would you drink and do you want something to drink. But let me explain to you. The difference is simple. How deep is your pocket? It's your pocket that determines the kind of question you will ask in the plane. If you're in the business class, they don't ask you, do you want something? They ask you, what will you drink? A business class passenger can eat and drink throughout the flight. He can even ask for a bottle of wine, bottle of whatever it is, and nobody will complain. In the economy class, if you ask for water, they bring you one bottle. If you ask for another water, you look at the eye that they will give you. So my friend, I'm telling you, control the consequences of your decisions. In as much as you cannot control your circumstances, you can't control, for example, where you were born. If you were born in the village, there's nothing you can do about it. If your parents were broke, there's nothing you can do about it. If you were born in a place where 5 of you sleep on the same bed, there's nothing you can do about it. But to remain in that same bed, 5 of you, there's every problem with it. Why? Because you have the power to change that circumstances. I gave you the example of me. I come from a village. My brother never went to school before. Nobody forced me to go to secondary school. But I saw how the circumstances were at home. And I said to myself, no, I don't want my kids to go through this process. And I had to do something to change it. You can do the same. You can do the same. I know your father and your parents are rich, but your father's money is not your money. The house your father has built is not yours. You're a young professional. Fight for your own. And stop this attitude of, my father has built, so I don't need to work hard. If you do that, you are denying yourself of a great future. So no matter where you are, my friend, think about your future. But in thinking about your future, think about the consequences of the actions that you are taking today. When you throw a bomb to the wall, it doesn't get stuck. It will come out. So what kind of ball are you throwing? And why are you throwing that ball? Why are you doing that? Because whatever you are doing, the outcome will determine how you end. You know, I've met a lot of rich people who are lonely in their old age. Because when they were making the money, they used all kinds of means. Stepped on people's toes, insulted, disrespected people, literally did not even help anybody. Today they have the money, but they are lonely. Nobody respects them. Is that the kind of person you want to become? Please, I'm advising. You don't need to take it. But listen, they say when an elderly person is advising you, even if you don't want to listen, please get the wisdom out of it. Whatever decision you're making today, you will get the results, but you will also get the consequences of your actions. So in doing everything that you're doing, let this principle guide you. And please understand that if you are going to become somebody great in 2026, you must live your life by rules. Live by rules. I want to guide you with 3 rules. Number 1, evaluate yourself to identify your limiting forces. Live by rules. Don't live by anyhow. Don't live your life anyhow. Don't live your life by social media. What is limiting you from letting the best out of you come out? That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, try and at least every day set yourself 3 tasks maximum that you want to accomplish. You see, because I'm bringing this out because you have only 24 hours. And if you don't learn to manage your time, and you are everywhere, and you are just doing anything, every decision you are making, please listen to me. It will lead to some consequences. And if you don't manage your time well, by limiting yourself to 3 very important tasks that you have to do on a daily basis, by December, you come to appreciate what I'm talking about here. Then number 3, create limitations and requirements to govern your life. Don't give your access to everybody who want to have you, who want to see you. Successful people don't do that. They manage their time. They manage their resources. And because they know where they are going, they are always prepared. They are always prepared to ensure that they put some boundaries around it. The next principle I want to show you, which is part of 3, see life as a chess game. Be strategic in your approach to life. Be strategic. One of these days I'm going to espouse on what I call strategic silence. Please, I'm going to say something. This may lead to exposure, but I want you to listen to me very carefully. If you go to the football field, what they call stadium, how many people do you find on that stadium? Chances are that you never thought about this question. But if you went to the stadium, paid, bought a ticket, and went as a spectator, and you thought that everybody on that stadium or at that stadium is a spectator, you are not strategic. It is only you who thought you went there for a game. Did you know that for the player, what you call a game is business? To the referee, what you call a game is business. To the media that have come there to cover the game, you say it's a game, but for them it's business. That's how they get content. To the health attendants that are there to make sure when somebody gets injured, they attend to him and all of that. You think it's a game. That's how they make their money. What about those in the VVIP? Some of them are wearing suit. And you say they are coming to watch a game? No, they are coming to watch their investments. Because some of them are the owners of the teams. You who bought the ticket, you are the only person who thinks it's a game. And from that ticket you bought, that's when everybody else is making money from. How much did you make from the ticket you bought? You only got emotions. From today, be strategic about life. Any encounter you have, ask yourself, how is this advancing my cause in life? Any expenditure you make, ask yourself, how is this expenditure advancing myself, advancing my cause in life? Any relationship you get yourself involved in, ask yourself, how is this relationship advancing my goals in life? Listen to me. If you cannot be strategic in life, you'll be played as a game. And when you don't know the rules of the game, you become the game and people will play you. So for the year 2026, stop being played as a game. Learn the rules of the game. Be strategic. And you realize that your position at the stadium will not only change, but you go there as an investor. I'm not sure that you understand the knowledge I've given you so far. But this year, 2026, don't be a spectator. Be a strategic thinker. Be a strategic thinker. Be a strategic thinker. Because only strategic thinkers control resources. Only strategic thinkers become relevant when it comes to distribution of resources. My friend, if you cannot become strategic in your life approaches, people will play. I don't want you to be a player, to be played. Learn the rules of the game. Learn the rules of the game. At another time, I'll walk deeper into this. Listen, you may not be able to plan your life, but plan to be prepared for any eventuality. Take it from me. You may not be able to plan your life, but plan to be prepared for any eventuality in life. I've walked through life and I've met people who are at the age of 30, 35. And if you ask them, what are your strategies in life? And sadly they will tell you, they are waiting on God. And unfortunately, most of these statements come from us. When I say us, Africans. And you have people who are in very serious positions, and yet they don't have any plan for their own lives. And yet they are administering over millions of people. When you live your life like that, what impact can you make? What legacy can you leave? Please, this year, 2026, make it a year of a difference. Don't slide through life. Don't slide through life. And please, if you have enjoyed this presentation and you have never subscribed to this channel and you want to get more of this channel, please subscribe to this channel, like it, and share this link. Let everybody who is an African be pulled along. Because the more Africans we can get to become strategic in their approach and to learn these principles, the better the continent will become by the year 2026. That is why I've come your way today to share with you these 3 critical principles that every young African must know to become successful in this era of digitization. Please subscribe to this channel. Let's go together, be part of this movement, be part of this critical mass. Once again, my name is Emmanuel Dei-Tumi.